Hey, what's up, This is a little bit, I guess, this is a little bit off topic, I guess. I wanted to share this because I'm digging into this where we're shooting a little bit of content for something, and I just so happen to notice that there's zero wiring diagrams or anything available for the X247 GLB Mercedes-Benz. And what we're doing here today is an aftermarket sub install utilizing a line output converter. And the best way to draw a signal from the factory audio is to tap into a full range speaker, preferably in the back. It really doesn't matter as long as it's a full range, and send that signal a left and right to your line output converter. So come to find out, there's literally zero information, because I always have a quick check before I dig into an install, and generally speaking I don't install and do not like to install. So what we first did was we pulled the door trim off and identified where the speaker was on the door and what the pin connector colors were to that speaker. I'm going to spin the camera around and show you that, and then take you one step further into making life easier again. So like and subscribe, because nobody else has got this info out there. Cheers. All right, so we've pulled the door panel off here. I did not even need to bother with unplugging everything because we're not going to go into that much depth. What I needed to identify is what the wire colors were on the pin connector to the door speaker. I will tell you that there is two, I think they're T25, two T25 screws that hold the center of the door in up underneath the handle there, and then you basically just pull the door back with interior removal tools like you would in any other install. And so anyway, we have identified now what our wire color is, and we've got like a teal and we have a purple and white. And so instead of tapping in here and going through the door, what I did was I took back the interior panel on the the B-pillar side, and lo and behold, the first two wires coming out of the door that I can see are our two speaker cables coming through our door connector. So a lot of the times we are going to have to route cable through the factory door connector, and on this side it's generally a plug base. It's an absolute nightmare to get apart. And what we would do there is we'd pull this down, and we're either going to use an empty pin connector for the door to literally route wire through that connector into the interior to get to your signal. So we're not going to have to do that in this particular install. What we're simply going to do is we're going to pull back a little bit more of that tester tape there, and we're going to tap in with wire taps on this side, and then we're going to tester tape it all back up nice and neat and run our signal to the back where the line output converter is going to be. The correct method for doing this is you're going to pull a signal off each door. However, I do have a DD1 in the shop, so we're going to run one side to the back first, just to have a look at what our input voltage is, and if it's enough for the particular install, we're just going to run with it. I will show you a little bit more of this as we go. All right, so just quickly, so you don't mess up your doors, you have two of these guys that hold the center of the door in, and you'll see they're right there underneath. And I'm not entirely sure, I think it's a T25. Generally speaking, these interiors on these Mercedes will come apart with a T25, so we're about to fix them back in there because I'm not going to require access to this door. All right, so I recorded that little segment showing a line output converter install for X247 GLB Mercedes, and I almost wasn't going to post it because I couldn't believe that I couldn't find anything online at all. Anyone had done it, shown anything or anything. But what I did find was a lot of people asking So I'm going to post it, and I've already done this install. It's just a temporary install. We're shooting content for a project, and I thought I'd just show you guys the last 2 steps, which is going to be your switch 12-volt power and your ground. And I'm not sure what else. You got to have a permanent power. Most LOC, whether it's audio control, off-brand, CT Sounds, Kicker, whatever it is, most of them are going to require left and right, or a signal from a rear door driver, or a rear factory sub, whether it's preamped or amped. And then you're also going to need a 12-volt switched ground and a remote, 12-volt permanent power. So I'm just going to run out to the guy. It's dark. I'm going to have to use a torch because there's a very easy way to grab that 12-volt switched and ground. And I'll show you how I done the permanent power. It's probably not the best way to do it, but it might help you if you're really stuck. All right, let's take a look. All right, excuse, I guess, the light. We got a really basic amp rack that we set up. Line output converter, our fuse from our 4-gauge kit, that's power for our little 700 RMS amp. And the part I was going to show you guys was, so obviously we pulled in the signal from the rear passenger side door, which I showed you previously. That comes in and goes to line output converter. And then what we did, because this is a 2021, it is the AMG styling package, GLB250 in the 4matic. It is Patagonia red metallic. This thing is completely loaded except for the premium Burmester. And the reason why I didn't care much for the premium Burmester is because they both sound like shit. So anyway, long story short, we bought the base. We bought the package with the base model Burmester because this is the best way to bring them to life, simply just adding a decent sized sub in the back. So where we got our switched 12-volt power and ground was from the 12-volt outlet, and we just used some those quick connects that clamp on at the back, and then we ran cable down into the line output converter. How we got our switch, our permanent power was basically I've jumped this main power coming in from the battery, and it's fused below. You can't see it. There's a small blade fuse back there just to protect that circuit in the event something happens. But that was basically it. I might try and roll a little bit of footage of it playing. Well, actually, no, I can't do that. I will share more with you guys later. Any questions, drop them in the comment section. Peace.